Brace yourself for a fracture at Tesseract Hollow, an AI-generated tale of time, choice, and defiance. The first ripple came at midnight. Indigo Caldwell had been searching for her father's name among the dust-layered records of the shifting archive, a place that existed in a fold of reality, neither tethered to any one century or any familiar concept of time. Her hand trembled as she traced the looping script of a letter that spoke of his disappearance, signed with an emblem that hissed in her mind, the Spiral Conclave. Unseen, the world outside the archive seemed to warp ever further away, as if recoiling from the knowledge Indigo was about to unearth. It wasn't hours or even minutes that followed, but a sensation akin to centuries draped in moments, twisting around themselves. As Indigo breathed in, the air tasted metallic, her exhale somehow damp with the scent of petrichor. The archive's towering stacks reshuffled their order, doorways opened elsewhere, sometimes disgorging a book from the future or a splinter of memory from a version of Indigo she hadn't yet become. She stumbled into Tesseract Hollow by accident, or at least that's what she wanted to believe. Time did not bend here so much as flinch and splatter, its remnants trickling along obsidian canals and spinning past in whispers. The sky was an upside-down ocean, shattered by blinking constellations that pulsed in Morse. At the center of the hollow rose an impossible structure, the Conclave's watchtower, a Möbius loop glimmering with runes. No one could quite recall her glancing away. Indigo was not alone. As she evaded the swarming Wraithwright's Conclave agents masked as blasts of interference, she collided with a stranger whose shadow moved in the opposite direction of her own. His name was Nicolette Ashford, shoulders cloaked in the velvet darkness of unchosen fates. "There, already rewriting your story," Nicolette warned, voice all slivers and echoes. "You step out of sequence, and the Conclave makes you pay in memories." "You mean I'm trapped?" Indigo's words tumbled, fragile. "Only if you believe destiny is more than the sum of 1,000 choices," Nicolette murmured, eyes darting toward the watchtower's impossible curve. Every attempt at escape twisted Indigo farther from her origin. Running north, she'd find herself sideways, knuckles grazing white-hot grass. Time fought her like a living being, forcing her to relive crossroads, the time she stayed silent as a child, the choice to seek the archive, the urge to defy her vanished father's last message, "Never look for me, Indigo." It was during these recursive agonies that Indigo witnessed the Conclave's ritual, 9 figures encircling a memory well, plucking threads of probability from people's lives below, unfolding destinies mid-breath. Faces flashed pain, triumph, regret, while the Conclave consigned them to oblivion. Destiny was not fate, she realized, but forced consensus, imposed by watchers who'd never bled. Indigo and Nicolette struck a bargain. If one could distract the Wraithwrights with a fractured version of themselves, a sacrificed possibility, the other could infiltrate the watchtower's loop and uncouple the engine of predestination. Indigo offered a decade of forgotten dreams, her shadow splintering into echoes that raced through the shifting geometry. As the Wraithwrights descended, Nicolette whispered a code she'd carried since her own ordeal. "Doubt is the fracture." With every step, Indigo felt herself flicker in and out of existence. She clung to the shape of her mind, forced herself to speak her own name. The watchtower's inner sanctum threw infinite Indigos back at her, their voices overlapping in a litany of rebellion against what should be. She let the chorus build, grasped a piece of the wellspring, and hurled her will against the lattice of destiny's machine. Glass shattered soundless, glimmering everywhere. Suddenly, the hollow convulsed, its angles snapping back into unfamiliar arrangements. Somewhere, Nicolette's laughter floated free. The conclave dissolved into memory fog, their grasp over choice cracking like thunder across an airless sky. Indigo fell once, forever, and then she was stumbling beneath the midday sun in a city only half remembered ever leaving. Possibilities hovered at her periphery. Time pulsed uncertainly beneath her skin, but this time it was hers to spend, hers to waste, hers to mend. Walking onward, Indigo wondered if the conclave was truly gone. She knew better than to believe in endings or origins. But she had turned away from a predestined path, and in the fracture she'd forged, free will gleamed defiantly. We hope you enjoyed Fracture at Tesseract Hollow. Please subscribe for more imaginative stories.